Welcome to the Hopcast. I'm your host, Jeff Sherman, and I'm on board Milwaukee's streetcar, the Hop. It's all about connections, it's all about community, and it's all about moving Milwaukee forward. All right, here we are in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Today I'm on the Hop with Sheree Dallas, Assistant Divisional Director at the Salvation Army in Milwaukee County. Sheree is a former Community Affairs Manager at Masterlac, has worked at the state of Wisconsin at Brazo Multicultural Marketing. Just a true community leader, a wonderful person. I'm honored to call you a friend, Sheree. Yeah. You're a passionate connector, just always involved in the community in so many ways. So I thank you for taking time out of your day to be on the Hopcast. And obviously, we thank the Salvation Army for your partnership with the Hop this season. It's going to be great. And I want to hop right to it. Very special, festive episode of the Hopcast. So let's get going. Welcome.
Thank you, Jeff. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's the best time of year for me to be here with you, so thank you.
It truly is. Thank you. I like to kind of break these interviews up. They're going to be fun. It's going to be festive. No hard-hitting questions here. Just a little onboarding to get people to know you a little bit. We're going to talk about Milwaukee a little bit. We're going to talk about just 4 or 5 kind of fun questions to get people to know you a little bit, and then just a final question. So just give us the Sheree Dallas story. You know, if I'm sitting down with you having coffee, how'd you get here? Give us your life story in 3 or 4 minutes, Sheree.
So we'll pretend that you don't know me. So born and raised in Milwaukee. I did move away for 4 years to live in Texas, and I went to school there, came back. But a lot of my family is still here, and I'm proud to say today we have 5 generations still in Milwaukee, including my grandmother, who's 94 years young.
Wow.
So we love Milwaukee, was able to raise my children here, build my career here, as you said in the intro, and Milwaukee's been very good to us.
Yes.
So I'm a communications background, always wanted to be in news that stemmed to communications. After I got out of college, I did do a stint at TMJ.
Okay.
But then found something called community relations that I enjoyed. And the reason I enjoyed it more than anything was that it allowed me to still tell the story and in a positive way, and to really be engaged in the fabric of Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And because we have such family legacies here, it only made sense. So raised my children. They attended school in one of the northern suburbs, and they still live here. They both live in River West.
All right.
And so we're proud to be part of the fabric of Milwaukee.
Right. Great. Did you always have that community calling? Was that something you went to school for? Is it just something inside of you? Talk about that community relations journey in your career.
So I think for me, it wasn't part of my initial job wish.
Right.
I wanted a communications background. I wanted to do news. That's what I wanted to do since I was 13 years old.
Okay.
But then, and I did it for a while. I was an associate producer at TMJ, and then I freelanced for Channel 10 public television for 7 seasons.
Okay.
And I loved it. But I needed to make a living, and I needed more conducive hours. So I got into, like I said, community relations and then management. From there, my job took me to the state of Wisconsin, where I oversaw tourism for a while under a previous governor, and then worked for the Department of Energy. And in those positions, I really began to see community much broader.
Right.
So when I came back to Milwaukee and did some consulting and worked for an advertising firm, telling those stories about Milwaukee, about the community, really, I found my passion.
Good.
That's what made me happy. I was glad to go to work every day. But more importantly, I've always been blessed to work for great brands, including Salvation Army.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about Salvation Army and your track to Salvation Army then. And what attracted you to the position and the organization? Obviously mission driven.
Sure.
But just talk about that journey a little bit, please.
I really wasn't at first.
Yeah.
I was approached to consider coming to Salvation Army several years ago. I was consulting at the time and loved it. I had the freedom to take the projects that meant something to me.
Right.
I had the flexibility. I was able to really be my own boss, if you would. And so when the position came to me the first time, it was just in conversation. My predecessor was thinking about making a move, but really wasn't sure.
Okay.
So about 2 years later, we had another breakfast at Miss Katie's.
Okay.
And she was going to make a move to another position. She had done so much work in helping to build a brand locally for 10 years. So she wanted to really be able to hand off the position or position someone as a recommendation who she trusted with the position to continue the work.
Yeah.
We had a very similar background. We were very passionate about the Milwaukee community. We loved what we did, and we loved telling the story. And so I went in, and as they say, the rest is history.
That's right. So the Salvation Army in Milwaukee County, just talk about the structure locally. You know, people obviously, and then we'll talk a little bit about the mission and the focus, but is there a corporate office and then neighborhood locations?
Sure.
Just talk about the structure of Salvation Army in Milwaukee.
So at the core of who Salvation Army is, internationally, it's a church.
Okay.
But we are known for our social services, and we are everywhere in the country and around the world. So for us, we have a national headquarters, we have an international headquarters, a national headquarters, a territory. So we have a region office, and then we have the division. Okay. So here in Milwaukee, on Watertown Plank is our divisional headquarters, which oversees all the corps in Wisconsin and Upper Michigan. So we're the headquarters for Wisconsin.
Okay.
Within each county, you have corps, which are the community outreach centers, if you will.
Okay.
That's where all the programming really takes place.
Okay.
So we have in Milwaukee County 4 corps.
Okay.
Oak Creek, we have one on the south side off of Greenfield. We have one off of 24th and Lisbon, and then we have another one off of 43rd and Villard.
Okay.
So those are the neighborhood organizations that really impact the community with their programming. We also have our homeless shelter, or what we call the emergency lodge, off of 6th and Walnut.
Okay.
It is the only 24-hour lodge emergency shelter in the city of Milwaukee. What that means, residents are able to stay there all day. They do complete wraparound services, and we have a respite center.
Okay.
So I never knew until I came to Salvation Army. I never thought about it. If I'm homeless and go to the hospital, where do I go when I get discharged? We, with the partnership of Aurora, have a respite center at our emergency shelter.
Okay. Yeah, so the breadth and depth of services, it's really expansive
Absolutely.
And important, obviously, to the greater community. The red kettles, of course, during December and Christmas time are kind of front and center with all of us. As we're out and about, obviously it's pretty easy to, drop a coin or $1 into the kettle. But if people aren't out and about shopping, are there other ways to give this holiday season?
Absolutely. Salvation Army, again, an incredible brand. And so they know, as an organization over 130 years old, they've got to keep up with the times.
Yeah.
So several years ago, pre-COVID, we instituted on the stands at the kettles where you could scan your phone. That became very popular last year. Everyone then was introduced to a QR code, so they actually know what to do with it. But we also, people can give online, samilwaukee.org. Okay. That's always a surefire way. People can text to give, MKE at text MKE 24365.
Okay.
But we have a lot of donors that still mail in their checks as well. So they can do that. A number of ways to reach us.
A lot of ways to give this festive season for sure. And if you're on board the branded Salvation Army streetcar as well, you can scan the QR code and give instantly. It's easy.
Absolutely.
Easy and fun.
Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about moving Milwaukee forward. That's what the Hop's all about. Mm-hmm. It's about connections. It's about community. It's about development. I always like to ask people, I'm a Milwaukee native myself, lived here my whole life, went to school here. What's your favorite thing about Milwaukee? And then if you had your magic Milwaukee wand and you could change one thing, kind of that least favorite thing about Milwaukee. Let's be civic leaders here and dive in.
What I love about Milwaukee is the ease of Milwaukee. People come in and visit. It's so easy to get around. Everything is very kind of centrally located. But the diversity of Milwaukee is what I really appreciate. Yeah. Our neighborhoods, how eclectic they all are and how they speak to everyone. But on that same tone, that's the one thing I don't like about Milwaukee. The neighborhoods are too segregated. It's one of the most segregated cities in the country. And that bothers me. So if I could wave that wand, say a prayer, have one wish and make it come true, it was that our neighborhoods are more blended.
Yeah, very good. That's a wonderful point, and we all got to do the work individually and as organizations every day to get us closer together for sure. How is public transit a key component to what Salvation Army does every day? And also kind of just talk about public transit in terms of community building as well.
So I think for us at Salvation Army, because we are social services and we have over 80 programs in our course here in Milwaukee County, many of our clients and participants rely on public transportation to get to the programming. We have many residents that have to have emergency shelter, and they arrive on the bus with nothing but what they have on their backs, or they have their belongings in a bag, and they have taken public transportation. So for us, it is really key to be able to help our participants in terms of reaching the services. On Christmas Day, our Christmas Family Feast, 32nd year down at the Wisconsin Center, many of those folks take the bus on Christmas Day to get a hot meal. And so we try to have bus tickets and make sure we make it easy for them. But again, a lot of the people that we serve do rely on public transportation.
Very good. All right. I'm going to transition a little bit, just do some quick hop, kind of 5 fun questions. I'm not going to set a timer. I don't have one with me, but if it was a game show, we'd do something like that.
All right.
But let's just go with some fun, quick-hitting questions here. What book are you reading right now? I always need to add new ones to my list.
So, unfortunately, because it's Christmas time at the Salvation Army and I'm busy, I'm not reading any books. However, on December 26th, when I take my vacation, I'll be reading Vivian King's book, When Words Suddenly Stop.
Oh, very good. Yes. No, I've heard it's great. I heard she just won an award for it, and obviously got coming back from a stroke challenge. There's a lot of inspirational messages in that book for sure. What's your favorite restaurant in Milwaukee?
Anything Bartolotta's.
Okay.
And Sammy's Jazz Cafe.
All right. So your favorite, what are you going to order if you're at, let's say, Lake Park Bistro?
Probably the lamb chops.
Lamb chops. All right. That's good. I like it. So you have a free Friday night. You're not working. Kids aren't around, whatever. What are you going to do? What's your favorite thing to do when you have a free Friday night?
Probably dinner and a movie. Yeah. Milwaukee has such great restaurants, and so part of my my hobby is to try as many as I can. Okay. And so trying something new on a Friday night, relaxing, having a great cocktail, and then enjoying a movie.
Okay. Are you adventurous when it comes to dining? Like, do you like to go to places that you haven't been to?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Very good.
Always looking for suggestions.
All right. Awesome. What, say it's Christmas time. What's your favorite Christmas song? Can you sing a little for me?
I cannot. I will not. Nat King Cole.
Okay.
Yeah. That was my dad's favorite song. And he would always start our caroling on Christmas Day singing Nat King Cole. Okay. So.
Always like those holiday, those family connections when it comes to Christmas songs.
Absolutely.
Like they have, wow, it was my mom's favorite song or my grandpa's favorite song. And like it stays with you.
It does.
And the songs are so timeless and they never seem to get old.
Exactly.
Like that's the great thing about this time of the year and Christmas music. It's just, I don't know, it's good.
It brings us all together.
Very good. What, I don't know, what, the other thing obviously we're all watching holiday shows or Christmas shows right now, Hallmark Channel, but if you have a binge series, anything you just love on Netflix or anything?
Right now I'm binge watching, let's see. I'm doing another round of Schitt's Creek.
Okay. All right. How many seasons are there? Like 5 or 6 in that?
I'm not sure, but when I've had a rough day.
All right.
It's great comic relief.
It's good, mindless fun. It makes you laugh and feel good.
Yes.
Awesome. We're at the final stop here at Burns Commons. I always like to ask the question when I get a chance to do these Hopcasts. Define success, Sheree. Not only for yourself, but define success for the Salvation Army.
Salvation Army's mission is to meet the basic needs of human beings without discrimination. And I think we would love to be out of business because that means people did not need us, but they do. And so to be able to meet those needs, no matter how trivial to us, we are still helping people every day. And so for me, success looks like no one being turned away, everyone being able to be served with respect and dignity, and maybe, just maybe, able to change some lives along the way. That's success for me as well. You never know, sometimes we want to make a big splash and we want to impact millions. I'm okay every day knowing that the work that I've done has impacted someone for the greater good, an individual, a child, or a family. And for me, that's success.
Very good. I love it, especially during the Christmas and holiday time of the year. That's what success should be all about. That's what success means in the community.
Absolutely.
I love it. Well, thank you for being on board the Hop and the Hopcast today. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I just want to say, most people know us by Christmas time and the bells. And so thank you to Milwaukee. Milwaukee has been good to us as an organization. They're very generous. They support us. And for that, I say thank you.
Very good. And we say thank you to the Salvation Army for the partnership on the Hop this season. Get on board, get downtown, ride the Hop, check out the festive branded Salvation Army car. It's beautiful, especially when it starts to snow. The red, it just glimmers here in downtown Milwaukee. Thank you, Sheree. We'll see you around town.
Absolutely.
And Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.